All right, let's get it. Today I want to do a video called 21 Questions for 2021. I know I've been away for a while. I had to readjust some things in my life, but I'm back and hopefully I will be uploading consistently. So, without further delay, let's move on to question number 1. Will COVID continue greatly impacting our lives? We all know how much this whole COVID pandemic has changed, not just things here in the US, but globally. So will we finally get it under control in 2021? Remains to be seen. Question number 2. Will bars, restaurants, and movie theaters open to full capacity? And these first couple of questions will all be COVID related. I probably could have done 21 questions just on COVID related issues, but that would have been quite boring. Question number 3. Will we get to a point where masks are no longer required? I can't wait for that day to come. I personally do not like wearing a mask, but it's a necessary evil, so I won't gripe about it too much. Question number 4. Will the vaccine become mandatory? And I don't mean like they're going to force adults to take it, but as far as like children being vaccinated for schools and whatnot, like chicken pox and measles and those other shots they made us get as kids, will that become mandatory? We'll see. Question 5. Will Trump and his crew be held accountable for the insurrection at the Capitol? And I don't just mean those rioters who are getting caught by the FBI now. I mean Trump, Giuliani, Don Jr., all of those guys. You know, those guys who help incite and instruct those guys. Are they going to be held accountable? Probably not, but we'll see. Question 6. Will there be more attempts by these extremists to overthrow the government, federal and local governments? I think that it will be. I think that January 6th was only a dress rehearsal, and I think they got something else on the horizon. Just my thoughts. Question 7 ties back into question 6. Is another civil war looming? Some may laugh at this and think, oh, no way. But I think it's very possible. The country is very divided right now, as it was back in those days. Keep watching. Just keep watching. Question 8. Will Biden step down and hand the office over to Kamala? And some may think this is also far-fetched, but I can see him stepping down for health concerns, health reasons, whatever the case may be, and Kamala becoming the first female and person of color. Well, I guess she wouldn't be the first person of color, but she'd be the first female to become president of the United States. I think it's a real possibility. Question 9. Will the GOP split and become two separate political parties? I also think this is a real possibility because you have one faction that's like extreme right, crazy nut jobs like that Marjorie Greene lady, and then you have your more traditional run-of-the-mill Republicans like Mitch McConnell and those guys. And right now, I don't think they're vibing. They're kind of split on their ideologies. So I think it's a real possibility that they may split and become two separate parties. Question 10. Will Grey's Anatomy finally come to an end? And I don't know how long Grey's Anatomy has been on the air, but I know it's been on for a long time. And I mean, how much drama can go on at this hospital? Geez, OP. End the story already. Question 11. Will the Black Widow movie ever be released? And I know Disney keeps pushing it back because they don't want to lose money, but I think it's been pushed back like 3 or 4 times already. Just release it, bite the bullet, or don't. Question 12. Will Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and LeBron finally retire? And I know some are out there saying, yeah, they have success. Why would they retire? But that's the point. Go out on top. Don't wait until you become a has-been to retire. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember MJ in that Wizards uniform, which kind of just hurt my eyes to see, but he was a shell of himself. Stayed too long. These guys should consider it while they're still on top. They have nothing left to prove. I think all three of these guys should consider retiring, turning the game over to the young guys. Question 13. 2020 had a record-breaking amount of hurricanes, 30 to be exact. Will that be surpassed in 2021? Some say it's because of climate control. Some say, climate change isn't real. I don't know. Depend on who you ask, but I think this is a clear indication that something's going on. Question 14. Will California continue to burn? And if you're paying attention, you already know that California, or some parts of California, has been on fire for like the last 2 to 3 years. Also, something that may be because of climate control, because of climate change. Some will argue not. Like I said, I think there's evidence both ways. Question 15. Will Russia and China join forces and attack the US? And this ties directly back into the insurrection and all of that damage that was caused at the Capitol and all of this divided America. It's best to attack your opponent when they're at their weakest state. I'm not saying that America is at its weakest state right now, but we're definitely weakened as a country. We're too busy fighting each other over silly things. If there was a perfect time to strike, now would be that time. 16. Will Melania ask for a divorce? And I usually don't get into people's personal drama and their relationship issues. I just don't care, right? Much more important things to talk about. But this one's just sort of for giggles, I guess. I think she will. I think this year Melania will divorce Trump. 17. Will Kaepernick get signed to an NFL team? And this is long overdue. I mean, Kaepernick is probably better than 100% of the backups in the NFL, and you can probably add a few starters to that list as well. So I think they need to end this exile, let this man back in the NFL, give him a job. Enough with the blackballing. Question 18. Which major retailer will go under in 2021? In 2020, Macy's, JCPenney, Neiman Marcus all decided to close stores. They can say it's because of COVID, but it's probably something that's been coming long before COVID. I'm interested to see which major retailer is going to decide to close their doors in 2021. Maybe more than one. Something to keep an eye out for. Question 19. Will marijuana become legal in all states? Now, let me just start by saying that I am not an advocate for marijuana use. I think putting any type of foreign substance into your body is not beneficial. I know some will argue that smoking marijuana does have medicinal benefits, whatever. I'm just saying that there was a time where alcohol was illegal, and look at the industry that it's grown into. So I think it's just a matter of time before marijuana becomes legal in all 50 states. How are they regulated? I don't know, but it's going to happen. Will this be the year? We shall see. Question 20. Will reparations become a real political issue and not just a talking point? And what do I mean by a talking point? Because a lot of these politicians mention it like when they want to get elected, but really it's just pandering. There's been no real discussions in Congress or the Senate about reparations. So, will they finally, what's the words I'm looking for here? Will they finally get off their asses and do something about reparations? Sorry, mama, but it's long overdue, right? I mean, we never got our 40 acres and a mule, and it's crazy if you read through history, like when slavery ended, slave owners got reparations, not the slaves, right? They basically got reimbursed for their slaves being set free. Go figure, America, huh? So just something that I know it's probably not going to happen in 2021, but let's just keep the conversation going. Let's put it out there as much as possible. See if we can get some movement on this. And finally, will I reach 100 subscribers in 2021? And I know some may say that's not a lot, but I haven't been doing this for long. I started this channel, probably like last spring, so I'm not even at a year yet. So as they say, you gotta crawl before you can walk. So I'm setting the bar low. I'm going for 100, and then once I get to 100, then I can go on to 200, 300, whatever the case may be. But those are my 21 questions for 2021. If you feel like I missed anything, you have some different questions, put them down in the comment section, and I may respond to you, and we can start a conversation about that. So if you like the way I think, hop over to Patreon and check out some of my original short stories. It's only $1.50 per download. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on all future videos. Well, that's all I have for this one. And who knows, maybe at the end of the year I can do a follow-up video and answer some of these questions. And we just have some fun with this thing. All right, well, I thank you for your time. Peace.